Taylor James Johnson here from FilmObsession.com, and I just saw a press screening with the members of the press for the movie The Sisters Brothers. That's right. It's a quirky little Western tragedy, and it seems to be advertised as almost a comedy, which I'm not really sure about. It definitely has a sense of humor, but it also has this great sense of tragedy hanging over it. I guess the best way to describe it is an art house version of Unforgiven, almost, with a little pinch of Coen brother-esque quirkiness. I don't even know if quirkiness is the right word, but there's this unusual sense of humor that can only be brought by the amazing cast, John C. Reilly and Joaquin Phoenix. And I guess the casting of this film is kind of the perfect way to sum up this movie, because you have Joaquin Phoenix, who played Johnny Cash in a serious biopic about Johnny Cash, and then you have John C. Reilly, who was basically in the spoof of Walk the Line, Walk Hard. And you put those guys together, the two guys that can do any genre, all ends of the spectrum of drama and comedy. They can do satire and straight up serious drama, and they've kind of taken all of their skills and wrapped them up to create this new twist on the Western that's almost making fun of the folklore of the Old West, but embracing it at the same time. Where you're sitting there and you're like, I don't know if I should laugh, or if I should just sit back and enjoy the ride. It falls on the line of many different genres, and that's what I really loved about this film, is that I can't place it. Like, if I worked at Blockbuster, if those things still existed, I'd be like, does this go in the comedy? Does this go in the drama? Hopefully they have a special Western category. And yeah, the Western itself as a genre is very interesting, because it has always reflected back on society, on American society, or the world, depending on the film. You had films like High Noon or the spaghetti westerns of Sergio Leone, and those really reflected the times. And then you had the neo-western come out. It's still existing today, and I guess this would fall into that, but it really takes it even further. And I love the casting of this film. Like, every member of the cast is perfect. Jake Gyllenhaal is in it too. That guy from Rogue One and that other Jake Gyllenhaal movie, Nightcrawler, the guy from Nightcrawler, they're all in it, and the story is really great. It just builds and builds and builds and builds and turns into something completely different at the end. Like, it's like I said before, it's just kind of swapping genres as it goes, but it still stays true in a historic standpoint, and it's just this really interesting character piece where you really start to learn really interesting things about these characters, and it paints the Old West as this brand new mysterious thing, which it was. And these people are just trying to find their way in it, and there's no bad guy, there's no good guy. They're all kind of just in the middle, gray. The good guy doesn't wear a white hat, or the bad guy doesn't wear a black scarf over his face. Everyone's just kind of surviving. And there's a really great scene where John C. Reilly is learning about a toothbrush. And that really showed, this is a new world that these characters are entering, and how are they gonna react? How are they going to belong? And I really think that this film is going to open the doors for other people to experiment with the Western, yet stay true to the genre. You gotta push it forward, but you gotta stay true. And this film was true. I keep going back to the cast: Joaquin Phoenix, John C. Reilly, going back and forth together. This is, and then Jake Gyllenhaal thrown into the mix with the Rogue One guy. It was just a really incredible film. I really recommend it, even if you don't like Westerns. Almost especially if you don't like Westerns, because this kind of takes the Western and pulls apart everything. So I here declare a new category for the Western genre. You have the Italian filmmakers doing their take on the Western, and they called that the spaghetti Western. Well, this is a French director, I believe. I believe he's French. I need to check on that. But if he is French, I am now declaring this new type of Western, not the spaghetti Western, but the Baguette Western. Because this is a Frenchman's take on the American West. And sometimes it takes an outsider. Us Americans, we look at the Old West different. But it takes an outsider, a Frenchman, to come and look at it and tell his own version of the story, just like Sergio Leone did. So bring your brother or your sister and go see The Sisters Brothers. This is Taylor James Johnson with FilmObsession.com. Yeehaw! I should have worn a cowboy hat. That would have been funny.
Hit me! Hit me! Jesus Christ! What is your goddamn problem?
Oh, tainted love.